Welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about a dangerous truth, a truth most people never understand. Society fools people every single day. It tells people what to wear, what to think, what success looks like, what kind of life they should live. And slowly, many people stop thinking for themselves. They live like robots. Wake up, follow the crowd, seek approval, hide their real dreams. And after many years, they realize something painful. They never truly lived for themselves. Listen carefully. This video is not about hating society. It is about waking up. It is about protecting your mind before the world controls your future. Today, you will learn powerful truths that can completely change the way you think about life, success, happiness, money, confidence, and freedom. This video is explained in very simple English for beginners. So open your mind, think deeply, and let's begin. Lesson 1. Society teaches you to follow, not to think. From childhood, many people are trained to follow others. They are told, do what everyone else does. Do not be different. Stay safe. Follow the system. And slowly, people stop thinking deeply for themselves. They begin copying the crowd, the way people dress, the way people talk, the way people think, the way people live. But listen carefully. Just because many people are doing something does not mean it is right. The crowd is not always wise. Many people are confused too. Many people look happy outside but feel empty inside. Many people are following a life they never truly wanted. But society rarely teaches people to ask deep questions. Questions like, what truly makes me happy? What kind of life do I really want? What do I believe in? What is my purpose? Why? Because independent thinking is powerful. A person who thinks deeply becomes harder to control. That is why society often rewards obedience more than awareness. From school to social media, many people are trained to follow patterns without questioning them. Study, work, compete, buy things, seek approval, and then repeat the same cycle again and again. Many people never stop to ask, am I truly living for myself or only following the crowd? This is one of the saddest truths in life. Some people spend their entire life chasing goals that were never truly their own. They become doctors because society respects it. They choose careers because family pressures them. They buy expensive things only to impress others. But deep inside, they feel lost. Why? Because success without purpose creates emptiness. Another dangerous thing society does is making people fear being different. If someone thinks differently, people often laugh. If someone follows a different path, society becomes uncomfortable. Why? Because the crowd feels safer when everyone acts the same. But listen carefully. Every great person in history thought differently. Different thinking creates growth. Different thinking creates innovation. Different thinking creates change. If everyone copied each other forever, the world would never improve. Another important truth is this. Most people are so busy following trends that they never truly understand themselves. They know what society wants, but they do not know what they truly want. And this creates confusion. For example, many people chase money without understanding why. They chase status without understanding why. They copy lifestyles from social media without asking, will this actually make me happy? This is dangerous. Because if you do not think for yourself, the world will think for you. And once society controls your mind, it can control your life. Another powerful truth is this. The crowd often changes every day. Today, people support one thing. Tomorrow, they support something completely different. If your life depends on public opinion, your peace will disappear. That is why strong people build their life on values, not trends. They think carefully before following anything. Another dangerous habit society teaches is comparison. From a young age, people are compared constantly. Better grades, better jobs, better appearance, more money. And slowly people begin feeling, I am not enough. But listen carefully. Your value is not decided by society's competition. You are not a machine created only to compete with everyone else. Life is bigger than that. Real happiness comes when you stop trying to become a copy of everybody around you. Society often teaches people what to think instead of how to think. There is a huge difference. Strong thinkers ask questions. They do not blindly believe everything. They observe carefully, think deeply, and make their own decisions. This is why awareness is powerful. The moment you start thinking independently, your life changes. You stop blindly following trends. You stop seeking approval constantly. You stop living only to impress people. And slowly, you begin discovering your real self. Most people are not truly free mentally. They are controlled by fear. Fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of being different. Because of this fear, many people stay average their whole life. Not because they lack talent, but because they fear stepping outside society's expectations. Do not let that happen to you. You were not born only to copy everyone else. You were born to think, grow, and discover your own path. Another thing you must understand is this. Thinking deeply can feel lonely sometimes, because not everyone likes independent thinkers. Some people become uncomfortable when you stop blindly following the crowd. That is normal. Do not fear it. Real growth often begins when you stop needing approval from everybody. Another powerful lesson is this. The world becomes dangerous when people stop thinking. When people blindly follow everything, manipulation becomes easy. That is why protecting your mind is extremely important. Read more, think more, question more, understand yourself more deeply, because awareness creates freedom, and freedom begins inside the mind. Remember this carefully. Society will always try to influence your thinking, but you still have a choice. You can either live as a copy of everyone else, or you can become brave enough to think for yourself and create a life that truly belongs to you. Lesson 2. Society makes you chase fake success. One of the biggest lies society teaches people is this. Success means money, status, and attention. From childhood, many people are taught to chase external things. Big house, expensive car, famous lifestyle, public approval. And because of this, many people spend their whole life trying to impress others. But listen carefully. A person can look successful outside and still feel broken inside. Many people smile publicly but cry privately. Many people look rich but feel empty. Many people look happy online but feel lonely in real life. Why? Because society often teaches appearance more than peace. People are taught how to look successful, but not how to feel fulfilled. This is why so many people become exhausted. They spend years chasing a lifestyle that does not truly make them happy. For example, a person may work day and night only to buy expensive things, not because they truly need them, but because they want society's approval. They want people to say, wow, this person is successful. But after getting those things, the happiness often disappears quickly. Why? Because external success cannot fix inner emptiness. Another dangerous thing society teaches is comparison. People constantly compare jobs, salaries, houses, clothes, and lifestyles. And slowly they begin believing, my life is not enough. This mindset creates endless dissatisfaction. No matter how much people achieve, they still feel behind someone else. There is always someone richer, someone more famous, someone more successful. And because society keeps teaching competition constantly, many people never feel peace. But listen carefully. Real success is not only about money. Real success is waking up with peace in your heart. Real success is freedom, good health, a calm mind, meaningful relationships, self-respect. But society rarely talks about these things deeply. Why? Because peaceful people are harder to manipulate. A person who feels fulfilled does not constantly chase validation. Another important truth is this. Many people sacrifice their happiness trying to build an image. They buy things they cannot afford. They pretend to be happy. They fake confidence. Why? Because society rewards appearance. But pretending is exhausting. Sooner or later, fake lifestyles create emotional pressure. This is why many people today feel mentally tired all the time. They're trying to maintain an image instead of building a meaningful life. Another dangerous thing society teaches is this. Your value depends on your achievements. So people begin believing, if I fail, I am worthless. If I am not rich, I am nothing. If people do not admire me, I have no value. This thinking destroys self-worth. Listen carefully. Your value as a human being is bigger than money or status. Money is important, yes, but money alone cannot create peace. There are rich people who feel deeply unhappy, and there are simple people who feel deeply peaceful. Why? Because happiness and success are not exactly the same thing. Another important lesson is this. Society often confuses busyness with purpose. Many people stay busy every day, but inside they feel empty. They wake up tired, work without meaning, come home exhausted, and repeat the same cycle again and again. Years pass like this, but they never stop and ask, am I truly happy? Am I living the life I actually want? This is dangerous, because life becomes very painful when people lose connection with themselves. Another truth society rarely teaches is this. Peace is a form of success too. A calm mind is success. Emotional freedom is success. Healthy relationships are success. Having time for yourself is success. But modern society often teaches only material success. So people become rich outside and poor inside. Another powerful thing you must understand is this. Real success looks different for every person. For one person, success may be financial freedom. For another, success may be helping family. For another, success may be living peacefully without stress. That is why blindly following society's definition of success is dangerous. You must decide your own definition. Another important truth is this. The world often rewards people who look successful. Social media makes this problem bigger. People post only their best moments. Luxury, travel, money, beauty, and others start feeling insecure. But remember this carefully. Social media often shows highlights, not reality. Many people hide pain behind perfect photos. Do not compare your real life to someone else's edited image. Another dangerous thing is chasing success while destroying your health and peace. Some people become so obsessed with money and status that they lose themselves completely. No sleep, constant stress, no real happiness. Listen carefully. If success destroys your health, your peace, and your soul, it is not true success. True success should improve your life, not destroy it. Another important lesson is this. You do not need society's approval to live a meaningful life. You do not need to impress everyone. You do not need to prove your worth constantly. The moment you stop living for applause, your mind becomes lighter. You finally begin living for yourself. And that feeling is powerful. Remember this carefully. Society may teach fake success, but real success is creating a life where your mind feels peaceful, your heart feels fulfilled, and your soul feels free. Lesson 3. Society makes people fear failure. One of the biggest ways society controls people is through fear. And one of the strongest fears society creates is the fear of failure. From childhood, many people are taught, do not fail. Do not make mistakes. What will people think? You must always look successful. And because of this, many people become terrified of trying new things. They fear embarrassment. They fear judgment. They fear looking weak in front of others. So, instead of chasing their dreams, they stay inside safe and comfortable lives. But listen carefully. A life controlled by fear can never become truly powerful. Fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. Another important truth is this. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Every successful person failed many times before winning. Every strong person once struggled too. But society rarely shows this part. Society only shows the final success. The money, the fame, the achievements. People see the result. But they do not see the years of rejection, mistakes, stress, and hard work behind it. This creates a dangerous illusion. Many people start believing successful people never fail. That is completely false. Failure teaches lessons that comfort cannot teach. Imagine a child learning to walk. The child falls many times, but the child keeps trying. Now imagine if the child became ashamed after falling once. The child would never learn walking. Life works the same way. Mistakes are part of growth. Another dangerous thing society does is making people laugh at failure. When someone starts a business and fails, people criticize. When someone tries something different and struggles, people judge. Because of this, many people stop taking risks completely. They choose safety over growth. But listen carefully. The people who never fail often never truly try. Strong people understand something powerful. Temporary failure is better than lifelong regret. It is better to try and fail than to spend your whole life wondering, what if I tried? Another important truth is this. Failure builds strength. Success feels good, but failure teaches deeply. Failure teaches patience, humility, discipline, resilience. People who never face struggle often become mentally weak. Small problems break them easily. But people who survived failure usually become wiser and stronger. Why? Because pain forces growth. Another dangerous habit society teaches is perfectionism. Many people believe they must look perfect before starting anything. Perfect plan, perfect confidence, perfect timing. And because of this thinking, they never begin. But perfection does not create success. Action creates success. Every expert once started as a beginner. Every fluent English speaker once spoke broken English. Every successful creator once felt nervous and uncertain. Nobody starts perfect. Another important lesson is this. Most people fear failure because they care too much about opinions. They ask, what if people laugh? What if people criticize me? But listen carefully. People will judge you anyway. If you try, some people will judge you. If you quit, some people will still judge you. So stop allowing fear of opinions to control your future. Another powerful truth is this: failure often redirects people toward better paths. Sometimes a failed relationship teaches self-respect. Sometimes a failed business teaches wisdom. Sometimes rejection pushes people toward something much greater. At first, failure feels painful, but later, many people realize, that failure changed my life for the better. This is why strong people do not see failure as the end. They see it as feedback. Another dangerous thing society teaches is comparing success timelines. People believe they must achieve everything quickly, and if success takes time, they feel like failures. But life is not a race. Some people succeed early, some succeed later. Both are okay. A tree and a flower grow differently, but both become beautiful. Stop rushing your journey. Another important truth is this: fear grows when you avoid action. The more you avoid difficult things, the scarier they become. But when you face fear slowly, confidence grows. For example, the first time speaking English publicly may feel terrifying. But after many attempts, fear becomes smaller. Action weakens fear. Avoidance strengthens fear. That is why courage is extremely important. Courage does not mean feeling no fear. Courage means taking action even while feeling fear. Another powerful thing you must understand is this: society often respects successful people later, but laughs at them in the beginning. Many dreamers were doubted first. Many successful people were rejected first. But they continued anyway, and that persistence changed their future. Another important lesson is this: you are allowed to fail. You are allowed to make mistakes. You are allowed to learn slowly. Growth is not always clean and perfect. Sometimes growth looks messy. That is normal. Do not hate yourself for being a beginner. Do not quit because of one failure. One bad moment does not define your future. Remember this carefully. Failure is not proof that you are weak. Failure is proof that you are trying. And people who keep trying eventually become stronger, wiser, and more successful than those who stayed trapped inside fear forever. Lesson 4. Society trains people to seek approval. One of the biggest traps society creates is the need for approval. Many people spend their whole life trying to make others happy. They want people to like them, respect them, praise them, accept them. And because of this, they slowly stop being themselves. They hide their real thoughts, their real personality, their real dreams. Why? Because they fear judgment. They fear rejection. So instead of living honestly, many people start performing for society. Fake smiles, fake confidence, fake lifestyles. But listen carefully. Trying to impress everyone will destroy your peace. No matter how good you are, some people will still criticize you. That is life. You cannot control everyone's opinions. Another important truth is this: many people do not even know who they truly are anymore. Why? Because they spent too many years trying to fit into society's expectations. They choose careers to impress others. They buy things to impress others. They act differently just to feel accepted. And slowly, they lose connection with themselves. This is very dangerous, because when you constantly seek approval, your happiness becomes controlled by other people. If people praise you, you feel happy. If people criticize you, you feel broken. That is emotional slavery. Strong people think differently. They respect people, but they do not depend on constant approval. Their confidence comes from self-respect, not public opinion. Another dangerous thing society teaches is this: your value depends on what people think about you. So many people become obsessed with image, how they look, how they appear online, how many likes they get. And because of this, many people become mentally exhausted. They are constantly performing. But listen carefully. Real confidence is peaceful. Fake confidence constantly needs attention. A truly confident person does not need to prove their worth every second. Another important truth is this. People often change themselves just to avoid criticism. They stay silent when they want to speak. They hide dreams because people may laugh. They lower their standards to fit into groups. Why? Because they fear standing alone. But remember this carefully. If you betray yourself just to fit in, you will eventually feel empty inside. Temporary approval is not worth losing your identity. Another dangerous habit society creates is comparison. People constantly compare appearance, money, success, and lifestyle. And because of this, many people feel, I am not enough. But the truth is, no matter what you achieve, someone will always have more. More money, more beauty, more success. If your happiness depends on comparison, peace will disappear forever. This is why self-acceptance is powerful. Strong people stop competing with everybody. They focus on becoming better than their old self. Another important lesson is this. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves to judge you as much as you imagine. Many learners, creators, and dreamers stay trapped because they fear opinions too much. But honestly, most people quickly forget and move on with their own life. Do not destroy your future because of temporary opinions. Another dangerous thing is people-pleasing. Some people say yes to everything because they fear disappointing others. They tolerate disrespect. They ignore their own needs. They sacrifice peace to keep everybody comfortable. But this slowly creates emotional pain. Listen carefully. You are not responsible for making everyone happy. You are responsible for protecting your mental peace and your future. Another important truth is this. The crowd changes constantly. Today, people support you. Tomorrow, they criticize you. If your confidence depends on society, your emotions will always feel unstable. That is why strong people build confidence inside themselves, not outside themselves. Another powerful lesson is this. Approval feels good temporarily, but self-respect feels powerful permanently. A person who respects themselves can walk alone peacefully, but a person addicted to approval becomes emotionally weak. They constantly need validation, and because of this, they lose freedom. Another thing you must understand is this. Many people secretly admire those who stay true to themselves. Even if society criticizes independent people at first, deep inside, many people respect courage. Because authenticity is rare today, most people are pretending. That is why realness feels powerful. Another important lesson is this. You do not need to explain yourself to everyone. Some people will misunderstand you no matter what you do. That is okay. Protect your energy. Protect your peace. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Another dangerous truth is this. The more you chase approval, the more insecure you often become. Why? Because approval never feels enough. You always want more validation, more attention, more praise. And this creates endless emotional hunger. But peace begins when you stop needing constant applause. Another powerful truth is this. Freedom begins the moment you stop allowing society's opinions to control your decisions. When you stop chasing validation, you finally start discovering your real self. And that feeling is powerful. Remember this carefully. You were not born to spend your whole life performing for the crowd. You were born to grow, live honestly, and become the person you truly want to be. So stop seeking approval from everybody, because the moment you respect yourself deeply, society's noise starts losing power over your life. Lesson 5. Society distracts people from real growth. One of the biggest problems in today's world is distraction. People are distracted all the time. Phones, social media, entertainment, comparison, endless scrolling. And because of this, many people never truly grow. Their body becomes tired, their mind becomes weak, and their focus disappears. Listen carefully. Society keeps people busy, but not always productive. Many people spend hours online every day, but never spend even 10 minutes understanding themselves deeply. They know celebrity news, they know trends, they know what strangers are doing online, but they do not know their own purpose. This is dangerous, because distraction slowly steals life. Another important truth is this: distraction feels comfortable. Self-improvement feels difficult. That is why many people choose entertainment over growth. Watching random videos is easier than learning skills. Scrolling social media is easier than building discipline. Complaining is easier than changing. But easy choices often create hard lives later. Strong people understand something powerful. Where attention goes, life goes. If your attention stays on useless things every day, your future will slowly become weak. But if your attention stays on learning, growth, and discipline, your life changes completely. Another dangerous thing society does is keeping people mentally noisy all the time. Many people are never truly alone with their thoughts anymore. The moment silence appears, they grab their phone. Why? Because silence forces self-awareness. Silence makes people think deeply about life. And many people fear that. They fear asking questions like, am I truly happy? Am I growing? What am I doing with my life? So they stay distracted instead. But listen carefully. Growth needs silence sometimes. Growth needs reflection. Strong people spend time understanding themselves. They read, think deeply, learn new skills, protect their focus, because they know something important. A distracted mind cannot build a powerful life. Another dangerous habit society teaches is constant comparison. People scroll online and compare their life to everybody else. Someone looks richer. Someone looks happier. Someone looks more successful. And slowly, insecurity grows. But remember this carefully. Social media often shows highlights, not reality. Many people post perfect moments while hiding stress, loneliness, and pain. Do not compare your real life to someone else's edited image. That comparison destroys peace. Another important truth is this: distraction keeps people average. Think about it. Many people say they want success, confidence, peace, or freedom. But where does their time go? Hours of useless scrolling, endless entertainment, negative conversations, mindless habits, and years pass without real progress. This is why focus is powerful. Focused people grow faster because they protect their attention carefully. Another dangerous thing society teaches is instant pleasure. People want quick happiness all the time. Fast entertainment, fast results, fast success. But real growth is slow. Discipline takes time. Learning takes time. Confidence takes time. And because many people lack patience, they quit too early. Your mind becomes what you feed it daily. If you constantly consume negativity, drama, and distractions, your mindset becomes weak. But if you feed your mind with knowledge, discipline, and positive thinking, your mindset becomes stronger. That is why protecting your mental environment is extremely important. Another powerful truth is this: many people are physically alive, but mentally asleep. They repeat the same routine every day without awareness. Wake up, scroll phone, work, complain, sleep, and repeat again. Years pass like this, but they never truly grow emotionally, mentally, or spiritually. This is why awareness matters. The moment you become aware of your habits, your life can begin changing. Another dangerous thing about distraction is wasted potential. Many intelligent people never reach their potential because their focus is destroyed. They start goals but never finish them. Why? Because distractions constantly pull their attention away. Listen carefully. Focus is a superpower today. A person who can protect their attention can completely change their future. Another important lesson is this: you do not need to remove all entertainment from life. Rest is important, but balance matters. Do not allow entertainment to control your life. Use technology wisely. Do not become addicted to distraction. Another powerful thing strong people do is spending time alone sometimes. Not because they hate people, but because silence helps clarity. During silence, people understand their thoughts better. They understand goals better. They reconnect with themselves. This is why peaceful time alone is powerful for growth. Another important truth is this: the world profits from distracted people. Distracted people buy more unnecessary things, think less deeply, and question less. That is why protecting your focus is extremely important. Read more, learn more, think more deeply, because awareness creates freedom. And freedom begins inside the mind. Remember this carefully. Your future depends greatly on where your attention goes every single day. If you waste your attention, you slowly waste your life. But if you protect your focus and feed your mind with growth, you can completely transform your future. Lesson 6. Society makes people fear being different. One of the biggest lies society teaches is this: if you are different, something is wrong with you. That is why many people hide their real personality, dreams, and ideas. They fear judgment, they fear rejection, they fear standing alone. So they follow the crowd even when the crowd is unhappy. But listen carefully. Every great person in history was different. Different thinking creates change. Different thinking creates growth. Different thinking creates success. If everyone copied each other forever, the world would never improve. But society often rewards people who fit in. People who ask too many questions or think differently are sometimes criticized. Why? Because independent people are harder to control. Another important truth is this: the crowd often laughs first and respects later. Many successful people were doubted in the beginning. People called them crazy. People laughed at their dreams. But they continued anyway. And later, society respected them. Do not feel ashamed for being different. If you want discipline while others choose laziness, continue. If you want peace while others enjoy drama, continue. If you want growth while others waste time, continue. Your difference can become your strength. Remember this carefully. Following the crowd may feel safe temporarily, but thinking for yourself creates freedom. Lesson 7. Wake up and start living for yourself. This is the most important lesson. Many people spend their whole life living for society. They choose careers to impress others. They hide dreams because of fear. They chase approval instead of happiness. And one day they realize something painful. They never truly lived for themselves. Listen carefully. At the end of life, society will not live with your choices. You will. That is why you must wake up. Think deeply about your life. Ask yourself, what truly matters to me? What kind of person do I want to become? What kind of life will bring me peace? These questions are powerful. Another important truth is this: freedom begins when you stop allowing society to control your mind. The moment you stop blindly following trends and opinions, your thinking becomes clearer. You stop chasing fake success. You stop seeking constant approval. You stop comparing yourself to everybody. And slowly, your mind becomes peaceful. Strong people create their own values. They do not blindly copy the crowd. They protect their peace, focus, and future carefully. Remember this carefully. You were not born only to survive and follow everybody else. You were born to grow, think deeply, and create a meaningful life. So, wake up. Protect your mind. Protect your dreams. Protect your future. Because real freedom begins the moment you start living as your true self instead of society's version of you. Society will always try to tell you how to think, how to live, and who to become. But listen carefully. If you blindly follow the crowd, you may lose yourself completely. So wake up. Think deeply. Protect your mind. And start living for yourself, not for society's approval. Do not fear being different. Do not fear failure. And do not let the world control your dreams. Because real freedom begins the moment you stop letting society control your life. If this video helped you, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful, motivational, and life-changing videos. See you in the next video.